speak to some things. Currently in the middle of eating meditation, and some thoughts came to me. Just kind of like talking, my inner dialogue, like talking to myself, like in a way of like giving myself advice. So like, I figured it might be helpful to like make it a video and like turn it into advice for somebody that needs to hear it, because maybe that's why my inner dialogue is like talking to me like that, because it, yeah, okay. So how can I phrase this and not lose a bunch of people right off the bat if I haven't already? I'll start it this way, okay? It's important to connect with yourself. It's important to connect with your being, your person. The thing that contains all of what you are. And I want you to try and not look at the surface so much. Not look at the surface so much. And then be like, oh, well, there's nothing left to look at. So I'm just going to turn around and look at everything outside of me. I'm going to focus on all of the people outside of me. I'm going to focus on all of the persons, all of the self that are outside of myself. And I'm only going to worry about the surface, because that's what other people see. That's all I'm seeing of them. And so that's the misconception there. Alan Watts said that our consciousness, our ordinary, everyday consciousness, blocks out more than it takes in. So there's all kinds of things going on around us that our consciousness isn't taking in, because we're in some sort of state, we're in some sort of mood, we're in some sort of feeling insecure, some sort of overthought, overthinking, in some sort of anxiety, and it creates all of this fear. And if we just allow ourselves, if we allow our consciousness to be more open and not so narrowed and focused in on superficial things, on what's on the surface, and we can take in deeper, we can analyze deeper. We can pierce people's souls with our eyes when we look at them, and really see their true colors without them having to show them necessarily. And so, like, well, you might wonder, well, how do you connect with yourself? How do you connect with self? You sit by yourself. You sit by yourself. You do things by yourself. You experience you. How am I experiencing myself? And that's another powerful word I love to use, that I've been using recently, and it's been a part of my vocabulary, but it's been really emphasized more lately. Experience. How do I experience myself? How do I experience being alone? It's a very different word when you replay. How do you feel being alone? What does it feel like being alone? How do you experience being alone? Okay, let's take the word feeling out of it, because what when you describe your experience, you're going to describe what you're feeling. Okay, so how do you experience your family? How do you experience everything? What it, what of your thoughts how do you experience your thoughts? When you become aware of how you're experiencing your thoughts, you are thinking your thoughts. How do you connect with self? We're pattern creatures. We are creatures of rhythm. We like routine. Make a routine. Make a routine. Make a routine, a pattern for yourself that centers you. That centers yourself. That allows you to be self-centered for however long you need to be, for however long it takes you to center the self that you have been given responsibility of centering. Because let me tell you, the people that can't center themselves are always upset at those who go off and need alone time, who need time by themselves to center themselves, to gather their energy, to recoil, to rest, to just enjoy themselves, being themselves. And those people are often called selfish. Selfish. You're self-centered. Oh, good. 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 Because if I'm not going to be centered, if my self isn't centered, then you're not going to experience me very well. You're going to have a poor experience of me if I'm not centered. And I'm going to speak to finding what you believe in. What do you believe in? How do you experience your beliefs? What do you experience that you have been told to believe? I found my belief, whatever you want to call it, spirituality, faith, religion. I don't like that word. I started looking for what resonated with me, what really stuck with me. When I was 28. I'm 33 now. I resonate very deeply with Buddhism, Buddhist literature. I read all of them. I read everything. I dip my toe in everything. I make myself aware of everything. I don't believe in a higher being. I don't believe in something creating this. It's like, okay, well, if you don't, that's fine. That's fine. But what I will say is that there's something just so intricate and connected and crazy, unexplainable about this life. It's hard to believe that there isn't, okay? At least for me. And I don't mean that you have to believe in some higher power either. Believe in something realistic, maybe. Believe in physiology. Believe in psychology. Those are things that I strongly believe in. Because I've taken control. I've connected with myself to take conscious control of my physiology and my psychology. To know that I can change those things. Those aren't things that are permanent. I can change those. I can deconstruct those and reconstruct those things. I can influence those things just by breathing. I can change my physiology and my psychology of how I think and feel, and where I feel, and where I think from in myself. Guys are always thinking with the wrong head. Yeah, because they're stuck thinking down there. That's where their awareness is. That's where their consciousness is. Down. That's what's occupying their mind, their consciousness, their thought, feeling, and emotion is those lower energies. There's a lot about the human experience that needs refining and polishing. They're very, very important in life.